are declared. So space opera one shot. It's gonna be super campy, fun, lighthearted, nothing serious at all. I'm gonna let my players introduce themselves and their characters, and yeah, we'll get the ball rolling. So I'll go down the list here via roll 20, and let's start with Steve the robot. So Steve the robot, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Steve the robot. I am an artificially intelligent adept who doesn't do much. Basically, I'm a droid with a bad motivator, or just sort of a shitty data. They spent billions of credits and millions of hours building the most advanced scientific robot that could be built with modern science. And then they forgot to make the robot give a shit. And before they could fix that particular mistake, AI rights activists got involved, and they had a law passed that meant that I'm now a person legally, which means if they try to fix me, that's murder. So I just sort of wander around. I also I'm built for science, so I'm good at science, but I've also kind of cleared out some of my memory to make room for all of Frasier.
I actually watch Frasier on rerun all the time. I was just watching it.
Just half your processor is dedicated to rewatching Frasier at all times.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I know science, but some of my knowledge is a bit patchy. But if you need 1,500 hours of synthwave music, or the entire Weird Al discography, or Transformers wiki, I'm your dude.
Oh boy, that's awesome.
I've got a bunch of crazy shit that they built into me. So I can fuck with your head with sonic beams or whatever. And I have eye lasers, and I can ruin other machines.
Awesome.
So that's me.
All right. So next we have Rodon. So Rodon, give us a little brief description about yourself.
All right. So you see Rodon. He's in. Do we have a spaceship? I assume we have a spaceship, right?
Yes, you guys are a part of the crew of the Unlimited. It was part of the little description I gave. It's basically a small, I'm bad with sci-fi terms, it's basically a small freighter ship that you guys live on, and you guys take it from place to place. It's basically the space equivalent of an RV camper. It fits you guys, but just comfortable enough. It's not spacious or anything, but it gets you by.
Yeah. So Rodon's in his room, and you see him kind of with these two huge gauntlets in his hands, and there's a punching bag in front of him. And with one, it's brand new punch bag. With one punch, the whole thing just explodes, and there's a tatters. And he kind of gives a chuckle, and then the camera kind of turns, and you see in frame 15 other punching bags that were destroyed just the same, kind of laying there. And he's like, well, that's another. And then it turns to the other side, and there's a stack of 50 of them, and he starts putting on another one. And that's kind of his. He is a hardy warrior who fights dirty, and he's pretty much just gonna be getting in there, punching people if need be. He likes hitting people in the face, and he has the gauntlets to do it.
I dig it. Oh, you want to describe your gauntlets? We did that off stream. So you could describe your weapons that you.
Yeah. So they're pretty much huge gauntlets that go up a little bit past the elbow, and they're Doomfist-like, with each of the knuckles kind of having a little space where it can shoot.
Cool.
And yeah, awesome. That's pretty much it.
All right, so now we are on to Mindy. Mindy, you can go on.
Mindy is a snarky explorer who operates weird health tech. She is not really all that happy about being here, but she's being paid, and so that's good enough for her. Her thing is knowledge and bit of deception and stuff like that. So she's not the sort of person that you'd probably want to spend a lot of time trying to have a really pleasant social interaction with. She has a medium laser weapon and a dagger, so she's got no problem using them. And if she feels like it, she'll heal someone if the need arises.
So I want you to, because I know I talked to you a little bit about your focus. It's actually for everyone else to know. It's an adjustment or just a tweak of the Channel's Divine Blessings focus. And basically, I let you pick 2 abilities that have a kind of a high cost. So I flavored it so that she quote unquote operates weird heal tech, where she can heal someone with her machinery or damage them. Because the machine is so unwieldy and weird, it can do either or. And would you like to describe that machine device to us, Mindy, or I can give you a little description, or it's up to you, really.
Let me find it. I kind of see it like a bit like what the Doctor from Star Trek has. So that it's just this device that kind of waves over you, and it either heals or doesn't. Heals or otherwise.
So it's like a hypo spray that also has a mace setting.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So yeah, it's just like a little, I don't know, like something like maybe the size of a Galaxy iPhone or something, that she kind of waves around and hopes for the best, really.
I dig it. Yeah, that's a cool description. I really enjoyed this little flavoring we put on Channel's Divine Blessings. I feel like it's a really fun focus, and yeah, there's a nice little flavor on it. Is there anything else you would like to add, Mindy, or?
No, not at this stage.
All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
So now we move along to our pilot, the fabulous Aster D. Take it away.
So the camera zooms in, and we see Aster sitting in his apartment, gazing out into the depths of space, the light down, dim. He is an older gentleman. His hair is gray, wrinkles on his face, but they make him look more mature, more refined. And he starts to speak. Let's see. Aster D has lived a hard life. And by hard, I, of course, am referring to his penis. Aster has learned through his years, from his teenage to his adult years working for the Mafia, that those who live are those who can get away quickly. He has decided that it is time to share his experience with the world, and is happy to do so. Perfectly horrible, definitely deplorable. Aster is well known to make a quick getaway when the time arises.
Awesome. All right, guys. So you guys are, like I said earlier, the crew of the Unlimited. You guys are a ragtag bunch of adventurers. You basically bounce from planet to planet, adventure to adventure. Trying to score a quick buck, trying to get a quick lay. Trying to further your own agenda, whatever that may be. And you guys now are on the way to a bar to just generally hang out. You guys are relaxing after your last adventure, where you guys helped stop the cyber zombies who threatened to destroy an ancient space ruin. You guys intercepted all that stuff. You guys defeated the cyber zombies, and now you guys are on your way to relax at a bar. Just you heard of this cool bar. Do you guys want to name the bar? Does anybody have a name for this bar, or would you like me to give it a name?
Talisman Saloon.
Oh, can you say that again?
Talisman Saloon.
It's a Western theme bar.
Can you type it in the chat, actually? I hear a lot of noise right now. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, do you want me to type it in forward declared or roll 20?
Roll 20, please. And yeah, sorry, just to give you guys a little what I like to do is if I come across like a NPC or location, I like to let the players, if they want to, name places or describe places. It's just sort of it's interactive storytelling, which is what I'm all about. Just to give you guys a heads up for those who may not know my style.
I tend to do that as well.
Alright, so you guys are on your way to the Talisman Saloon. But something has been rattling in the back of your mind. After your previous adventure, after you guys stopped the cyber zombies, you were speaking with the townspeople of the ancient ruin that you saved, and there were rumblings and rumors of a very strong pirate captain who has been gaining power in this sector. You learned that his name is Scruffy, but nothing else really, just that he's a strong captain. That's about all. Strong pirate who's been terrorizing the sector. And yeah, you guys are on the way to the what do you call it, Talisman Saloon. You guys make it there, no problem. There's no issue. You guys know where you're going. There's no anything. You guys get into the bar, no problem. As you guys walk into the bar, it's a very bustling bar. Think more like typical what is it called? Space opera, like Star Wars, like cantina type. You hear music playing, lots of like different kinds of people, alien people, human people, robot, androids, what have you, just going about their bar business. As you enter, no one really pays you any mind, because everything's so bustling, and you're expected to take care of yourselves at this point. As you enter, you notice, you see, like I said, what I described, and behind the bar, you see a very well-dressed gentleman wearing a tuxedo-like outfit. He looks very prim and proper. He has a handlebar mustache, rounded glasses. He's serving drinks to various patrons or what have you. You guys walk in and you see an empty table in the corner of the bar that you guys sit at. And yeah, as you guys are walking through the bar, you hear people discussing things, and you guys happen to overhear a lot of chit chat about Scruffy, and you hear that hey, so did you guys hear Scruffy's getting stronger, blah blah blah. We hear that Scruffy's about to get married, blah blah blah. You hear all these little rumblings as you walk by, and yeah, you guys take your seat at the the table. Yeah. And after a little bit of you guys waiting there, a clunky looking robot walks up to the table, and you see his movement doesn't look exactly steady. He's kind of like jittering. He doesn't look to be the most well made looking robot, and he walks over to your table and he says, well, welcome to the Tasman Saloon. How can I help you?
Aster bangs his fist on the table and says, 4, please. For what? Oh, me and my good friends here.
You said 4?
4. Actually, make it 5. No one can drink like Rodan over there.
5 what?
Rodan nods.
5 of your best. What else?
So 5 galaxies.
This bar serves like fucking 500 different species. You're gonna have to be more specific, otherwise he might give you something that will kill you.
Puts hair on your chest.
No, some creatures metabolize arsenic.
Yeah, puts hair on your balls then.
He just don't worry, I got just the thing. I'll bring you guys 5 Galactian Cosmics. They're just, he takes a quick look at each of you. He says, I think you guys look like you can handle it.
Aster,
Gruffy guy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You were saying?
Oh, sorry. Aster mumbles to the rest. Yeah, I swear to God, if he comes back with something with a fruity umbrella, I'm starting a bar fight.
I doubt it. What's with this Scruffy guy anyway? Like, Just everyone and their mother is talking about him. Scruffy
good
because he doesn't shave, but like he doesn't let it get out to a full-on beard. He just lets it kind of be in a middle stage, or is that just his last name? Because that's a weird name.
The robot hears you mention Scruffy, and he says, "Oh, you guys are excited for the wedding too?" He doesn't seem scared at all. He seems excited that you mentioned his name.
Wedding? What wedding?
Yes, what wedding?
You haven't heard about it? He's getting married to... Well, let me see. I wrote a name down for this lady. Yeah, my notes are all over the place. Oh, I actually did not name her. All right, so he's getting married to Captain... What's her name? Let's give her a name.
Roseanne.
What'd you call... Can you write in the roll 20 chat, please? Roseanne. Okay. So Scruffy is marrying he's the robot says he says, "Oh, he's getting married to Captain Roseanne. They seek to spread their power, you know, and that's all good news. They protect us here. They give us good business. So kudos to them."
Huh. Pirate political marriage. Who would have thought?
Mazel tov.
He says, "Don't worry, I'll be right back with your order. Is there anything else I can get you?" He says before he's about to walk off. He turns around and says, "Is there anything else I can get you while I'm back there?"
You got a copy?
Fries. We want some food.
Yeah,
Give me a
couple SD cards.
Copy of the space paper.
So I heard that here poplars. I don't know. I heard something with a P.
Space paper.
All right, space paper. So
yes, the space paper. The Galactic Times.
Yeah, I'll
Mindy wants some fries. So chips or something. Hot chips.
All right.
I'll have a bowl of USB sticks.
I forgot, Mindy. You're from the Australian quadrant.
Yes.
So he says,
Who knew that Australia would actually conquer like 10 planets? And
I know the Galactic Kangaroo Wars of 2027.
So he says, "All right, so let me see if I heard you guys right. So you want a newspaper of the Galactic Times, you want an order of French fries, spicy, and you want a bowl of USB sticks. Now, what size would you like those USB sticks?" We offer up to 120 gigabytes, but that'll cost you pretty penny.
I'll just have a bowl of 16 gigs.
All right, 16 GBs coming up. You see him like kind of computing in his head, and he's memorizing the order, and he walks off.
Oh, and a burrito. I want a burrito.
All right, what kind of burrito?
Shit, he's like the burrito kind. I don't know.
I mean, we could put electronics in it like we do for your friend over here. What would you like? Some chicken or some deep fried space worm? Like, give me something to work with.
Surprise me.
All right, you got one surprise burrito coming up.
But I've got a Mexican cookbook on here. I can pick something out of there for you so that he doesn't give you something poisonous.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you. You cut out.
I deleted the fundamentals of nuclear physics in order to make room for a Mexican cookbook, so I can design you a pretty good burrito.
All right.
All right. So what? Are you saying that like verbally, Tim? Like?
I put out a finger that with like a little data jack, on the assumption that he has a similar data jack in his finger.
Yes, he definitely
to upload.
The robot.
Oh my god! Get a room first.
You see the robot. He pulls out his finger, and you see his like fingertip lift up, and a USB cable comes out, connects to his data jack, and he says,
and then as soon as they touch, everyone's like, "Whoa, guys, keep it."
I upload the statistically optimal burrito.
Yeah, you do.
And I do moan.
All right, got it. All right, so and that'll be all, yes?
Was that as good for you as it was for me?
At least tell me you had virus protection running.
You'd like also upload some sort of virus. to mess with me.
Ah, man, I'm not gonna do that to one of my brothers.
The robot chuckles at all your little comments, and he says, "Don't worry, it won't be poisonous or nothing." And that wasn't nothing sexual. If it was sexual, you'd know it. And he walks off. Uh, and you see him go back to a back room. And
Man, that
yeah,
was cold.
you guys are now sitting at this table. I'll let you guys, discuss a little bit of stuff if you'd like. But what you guys see is the robot walks off. Obviously gonna go place your order or get your food or what have you. He comes back almost immediately, with the newspaper for you. He drops it on the table and says,
Thank you kindly.
Here the
I didn't know
glass of
your
time."
species ate newspaper.
And then he walks back off.
It's not for eating, it's for reading.
I don't understand why you need the paper. We have data tablets.
When you're my age, you appreciate the finer things in life, like paper, things you can feel between your fingers. And I just open it and start reading.
Anything you're looking for in particular in the news, or
just doing a quick scan, but also keeping an eye out for anything of mentioning the Scruffy character.
all right? So can you give me an intellect roll? And again, this is like knowledge, lore, like perception type. I don't know. Let me look at your sheet. See anything.
I am. I have an inability in lore.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm bad at this.
All right, so just roll. I'm not gonna tell you difficulty. Just roll d20. I'll let you know. All right. So, reading.
Aster's just holding the paper upside down, nodding along.
You just say yes. This is a very funny cartoon. You basically looking at the funnies or whatever, like word jumble.
Can I sigh, open up my data pad, and then just go into Galactic Space Google and search Scruffy, like Captain Scruffy?
You definitely can do that. Also give me an intellect roll. Again, I'm not going to tell you the difficulty. It's just to see if you find a relevant article. You might find some bunk. Google's full of crazy shit.
I don't know what I should.
You can type in.
I don't have anything saying anything about.
Just do that without the period, and tell Albatross the skills that you feel would help you pass this kind of check.
Yes. So when I tell you to roll, so I forgot that you're not super familiar with this game, but when I tell you to roll for something, you just roll a d20, and normally there's a difficulty involved, and that tells you what number you have to roll higher than. But I usually don't say it unless it's obvious or it's been done before. And what was I saying? And then you look at your relevant skills to see if you can lower the difficulty at all. So looking at your sheet, you don't really have anything for this, and so you Googling this, you find more like satire comics, like the Onion articles about Scruffy, that say like how he's not actually marrying what is it, Queen Pirate Roseanne. He's actually marrying a robotic mop bucket. Things of that nature, funny issues of things, but nothing.
Yeah, I'm laughing at them, and I'm showing Captain. I'm like, you see, this is relevant. And I used to think that. Told you.
Mindy would like to see if she can take the paper off Asta and have a look herself to see if she can see anything.
What's with everyone using this paper, not their data pad? Like, seriously.
All right.
Yeah, what's with everyone using their data pads instead of just mentally connecting to the internet?
You'll understand when you're older.
So again, you can give me an intellect roll. Not gonna. All right, so yeah, you definitely, while looking through the paper, you see that there is mention of Scruffy's wedding. This paper is actually owned by not like, because this bar in particular, they favor the pirates or what have you, but not everyone in the sector feels that way, and this newspaper is definitely of the variety of the people who don't care for him, and they're talking about how much of a menace he's going to become once the union becomes finalized, because they'll have double the manpower, double the pirate power. They're basically going to become conquerors of this region unless dealt with. And and there's mention of how they take hostages and slaves and rob people. Sometimes there's murder involved if people resist too much. Things of you don't read anything nice about the captain in this publication.
All right, so I'm going to fold that paper so that article is on top, and I'm going to lay it in front of back down on the table, particularly in front of Asta, and say, "There you go."
Ah, thank you. That's not what they used to be.
So it looks like he's a bit more of a troublemaker than what people are making out.
Sure does. Looks like we're going to be busy from here on out if this goes through.
All right, so as you guys are sitting there still waiting for your food. Oh, actually, excuse me. What you call it? The robot comes back. The robot waiter, the clunky-looking guy, comes back. He has 2 trays, one with the food order, one with the drink order. And as he approaches, he doesn't look like clunky or stiff at all. His movements actually look quite smooth now, and he's moving very nicely towards you.
Well, that's what happens after sex.
And he gets to you guys, and he places the tray down of drinks, and the drink is like a bright neon green color in a martini glass, and it does indeed have a bright pink umbrella in it. All of them do. And he sets it down, and he sets down the other platter with the fries, the bowl of USB sticks, and the statistically perfect burrito. And yeah, he sets it down. He says, "Enjoy, fellas." And he
Can
walks
I
off. Go on.
can I do a speed roll to see if I can grab the umbrella out of Asta's drink and hide it so he can't get into a fight?
Wait,
I was about to ask, how much would a fight derail the one shot?
And do what with it?
I want to take the umbrella out of Asta's drink and hide it so that he doesn't. So he thinks he doesn't have an umbrella in his drink.
All right, so you want to stealthily take it and have Aster not see that happen?
Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna be a PvP roll. So you're basically both gonna roll d20. And in this situation, you're just gonna add +3 for whatever skills are relevant to either perceiving it on Aster's end or for hiding it on what's her name again? Mindy's end. Yeah.
It says I'm untrained in initiative. Does that mean anything?
No. That's just if there's combat. If you're
That's normal.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry.
Gotcha. All right. Oh well then.
No, but what about any bonuses you guys have? I'll take a look at your sheets. So you definitely have lies and trickery would definitely apply to this.
Yeah.
This roll. So you're effectively rolling a 19 now.
Excuse
me. Let's look.
I also have lock picking, so I don't know if that'd help.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Is the pink umbrella a vehicle of some sort?
It is definitely not a vehicle.
All right, then I got nothing.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yes.
As she takes his out, can I take one of my pink umbrellas and put it back into his drink?
Oh my goodness. A PvP roll.
All right. So you want to take your umbrella and place it
I have 2 drinks in front of me because he ordered me 2 drinks, and I want to take one of them and just place it in. As soon as she takes one out, I'm gonna put mine in. To keep one in there.
I'm gonna save you all a lot of trouble and just give a jam intrusion. To
who?
It's to you guys can't deny it anyway, but it's to Rodon. So so with the initial PvP roll, she successfully did that. She took out the pink umbrella, and before before Aster had a chance to actually grab it, and Aster didn't see the pink umbrella, so he was undisturbed by his drink, even though it looked exactly the same as everyone else's, minus the pink umbrella. But yeah. But however, when you go to put your, do the switcheroo on your end, your attention is drawn. Aster immediately takes his drink, so that cuts it off anyway. But as that happens, you all see. Oh, by the way, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit. So you get 1 EXP Rodon, and you get to give 1 EXP to someone else. Who do you want to give the other EXP to?
And these are essentially rerolls that you have. And if you save up enough, you can introduce elements into the story.
Yeah,
Whose drink was I putting the umbrella into again?
Into Asta.
Mine.
Okay,
Asta, your good friend Asta.
Alright, so go on your character sheets, give yourself 1 experience each, please, and I'll explain experience real fast since it's relevant now. So you could use 1 EXP to reroll any dice, whether your roll or a party member's roll, whatever have you. You can reroll any dice. And with 2 experience, you can introduce a minor effect into the story, as if you were to roll a 19. You could just spend 2 XP and say, I want to do something, and then we'll suss out what that minor effect is. And I believe there's short-term effects involved too, but that's kind of the same thing in a one-shot. Like, you just tell me some story-based thing that happened, and we decide what it is. For 3 experience, it's the same thing, but major, as if you rolled a 20, so we could do something major to the story for 3 experience. And then with 4 experience, you can advance your character. I'm not expecting anyone to advance their character, but if you find yourself with 4 experience and wanting to, you can. Advancements come in the form of stat boost or learning a skill, or honestly, I forget all of them right now, but we can discuss it if anybody wants to actually.
And that, friends, is how you get free XP from the GM. Just completely threaten to derail the one shot really quickly.
It also gave me that wasn't the whole intrusion. That just gave me a fun way to end the little thing and introduce my next scene. But as this is all happening, you guys got your drinks and your food or what have you. You all notice from the front entryway a loud man walk in. He's pretty tall. He's wearing a full mask. It's almost like a full-on face metallic mask. You can't really see his actual face, but there is like a mouth hole and like eye visors, if that makes sense. Like, it looks like a reflective black glass over where the eyes would be. So he's essentially wearing a weird mask. You can't see his face. And he what really stands out though is across his chest you see Captain Scruffy's insignia. And what you see like the insignia is a skull and crossbones, but instead of bones, it's mop sticks. Yeah, Captain
Mop
Scruffy,
sticks?
yeah, he's known for being a very cleanly guy on board his ship. So his skull and Jolly Roger is skull and crossbones, but with mop sticks.
Huh. Did not expect that.
Anyways, so he goes up to the counter, up to the what you call it, the bar, the actual bar area where that well-dressed gentleman was before, and you guys are actually close enough to hear him talk, but he's being very loud anyway, and he's like, he slams his hand on the table, he's like, I'm here for Captain Scruffy's special order. And you see the fancy gentleman behind the counter. He lights up. He's like, "Oh, we have that right here." And he goes, behind the bar. He whips out a gold-looking bottle. Looks very fancy. The liquid. It's not even a gold bottle. The liquid inside is like a gold, like liqueur looking. It has like swirls. It almost looks metallic in nature. The liquid in the bottle, and it's quite large. I would say it's like 750 milliliter bottle. It's like an average sized alcohol bottle. But it looks rather extravagant. And he's handed over to the gentleman. And he says, yeah, here, just as he ordered, the special galactic wine. And he hands it off to him. And the guy says, like, you hear him, he's not trying to be quiet or anything. Looks delicious. Thanks, my man. Remember your invite. And he slides, like, you see him visibly slide a piece of paper, like, to the guy, or like a note or something. And he says, without this invitation, you can't get in. And he's talking very loud. He doesn't care who hears him. Because without the invitation, you can't get in. He says again, without that invitation, you can't get into the wedding. But again, thank you. And he puts the wine into like one of his. He has like a satchel or some shit. And he puts it away, and he starts walking out of the bar. And actually, while they're talking, while he's saying his goodbyes, I'll let you guys act. Like, what do you guys want to do?
Do I know who? Would I know who that guy is?
You all only recognize the insignia on his clothing, which is Pirate Scruffy's pirate logo. You can't see his face or any other identifying features. The mask is also a helmet, so you can't see his hair. It like goes all the way behind his head. His face is completely concealed. And when he speaks, it's like a deep robotic voice.
So like Darth Vader.
It's not like I mean I guess you could that would be a fine enough comparison, but his voice definitely sounds modulated in some way. It doesn't sound like his actual voice.
Well, so like he's in head to toe armor. Does this guy look like a mook, or does he look like a second in command type? Does he give off a mook vibe?
I would say he does give off a mook vibe. Like you mean mook as in like he's like a low-ranking soldier or something?
Yeah, like a stormtrooper.
Yeah. He gives off that vibe. Maybe not the lowest of the low, like because he's not dressed shabbily at all. He like his clothes look decent enough. They're not dirty or anything, and that mask looks quite fancy. So you maybe not a mook per se, but definitely not second in command, first mate, whatever have you. He's definitely one of the underlings, but maybe a higher ranked underling.
Okay, so we can take this guy.
Wait, we're going to do what now?
Oh, because we haven't been hired to do anything. We haven't been told to do We haven't been told to do anything, and I'm not going after this guy without getting paid. So I'm just eating a burrito.
Yeah, Rodan, did you have to bring your paperwork with you to the bar? I mean, I've been on your case about getting it interned on time, but come on, we're eating.
Hey, there's eating a burrito. What paperwork?
That paperwork. The one you're doing on your data pad and shuffling around.
I'm literally just eating burrito, minding my own business. I don't have any paperwork.
It's a fancy bottle of wine that he took, though.
Yeah, very fancy. That probably tastes good on a late evening, looking at the stars.
I'll tell you what's better. This burrito. It's actually like it's
that burrito looks like geometric perfection.
It is a very fine looking burrito. But anyways, as you guys are discussing, talking amongst yourselves, the guy is wrapping up his conversation with the barkeep. And he says to him, hopefully I'll see you at the wedding. And he starts to walk out. You know, he packed up the wine or whatever. He's starting to walk away. And he starts to leave the bar. What do you guys want to do?
Mindy will grab Aster by the jacket and say, "Come on, let's follow him and see where he's going."
I'm going.
We could probably take a lot of expensive silverware.
Wondering.
So Aster looks like, why are you guys suddenly want to ransack this random dude? And it's money. Now I get it.
It's built into the price of these things that they expect a certain amount of theft. And really, it would be almost like stealing if we didn't steal.
So, Aster,
are you that old lady that steals all the coffee creamers out of
Apparently, we are.
And you guys are definitely of that mentality of, if we could steal it and make money, we'll do that.
I mean, I just turn myself off so I don't need any living space. So my portion of the ship is actually basically just entirely ketchup packets and mild sauce and napkins.
Oh boy!
Which in total, if we sold all of it, it would be worth about $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I reckon we'd probably get a lot more for that bottle of wine if
very much so. Very much so.
Drink it ourselves.
I mean, but the burrito is really good.
I mean, we don't have to go now. We can catch up. You can finish your burrito.
Fine. It's a hard decision.
I've never seen a burrito made entirely of triangles.
As you guys are sitting there go on.
Mindy's going to stand up and start following this guy out.
Aster pulls out his switchblade comb, gives his hair a quick tug back, and it follows her.
Rodan pulls out like a to-go box, and he puts his burrito in there, and then he follows, sighing, saying, "I'll come back."
Oh boy, that's funny.
I don't want to be alone, so I will also go along.
Aww.
Powering on the gauntlets a little bit, just to get a little electricity or whatever flows through them flowing.
Oh, excuse me. All right, so as you guys are exiting bar, the barkeep, smiles and waves at you. Says, "Thanks for coming." He waves, and you guys leave the bar. As you guys are leaving,
as we leave the bar, I laugh and I say, "We didn't pay."
I was about to say, like, we never paid, did we? Do we have? I guess we have some kind of tab there.
Yes, he says if you guys say that out loud, he winks at you. He says, "Don't worry, you guys will pay."
No, we didn't.
I mean, like, I have a whole database full of stolen credit cards. I can probably.
You leave a stolen credit card behind to pay for your tab.
Yeah.
How about that?
Exactly.
So he
guy who lives like 50 planets off.
Yeah.
So he exits the bar like a minute before you guys do, and he's walking towards his there's like a parking area ish, like I would say a couple of blocks away, and he's going to get into his vehicle. He's not really looking around or anything. He's not paying too much mind to anything. You guys basically trail him to his car, and now he's just like fiddling. I guess you could say he's like fiddling with his keys, trying to figure out how to unlock his fucking car to get in. What do you guys want to do?
I wanna walk up to this guy. I'm gonna tell the rest of the guys to kind of stay back and figure out a plan. I'm gonna walk up to this guy.
If you want, I can stall him by ruining his car.
Dude, I'm about to talk to him and decept him. You guys do whatever you want. I'm about to, distract him with conversation.
All right, so what do you do?
I said, yeah. So I walk up to him and I'm like, "Hey, you're part of that."
He turns around and
Captain.
says, "Who's that?"
Hi.
Do I know you? You hear the robotic voice say to you.
No. I was actually ask you questions. I noticed you in the bar.
Real quickly, guys. The rest of you, are you guys trying to hide, or are you standing in plain sight? What are you guys doing?
I'm slowly walking up to both of them.
I figured we've done this plan before, where someone's gone in to distract, the rest of them do what they need to, and like.
Right.
What do we need to?
I don't know.
Am I stealing invitations?
So after.
Like, I can ruin this guy's day.
Activate plan, asshole.
I can use my mind to make his car break down.
I mean,
so that he has to, like... Oh, that's a plan. I can make his car break down so he needs a ride from us.
I'm like, wait, you're part of that Captain Scruffy guy's crew, right?
He says yes, but I believe it was Aster who said he was slowly walking forward, not concealing himself or anything.
Oh yeah, but he can talk to him while I'm making my way there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's you in particular. As you're walking forward, and he's talking to to Rodan. He stops mid-sentence. He says, "Yeah, I'm part of Scruffy's crew," and he looks up and he looks towards you, Aster, and the robotic voice says, "Oh my stars and Goddards," and he lifts off his mask, and you see it's actually your old pal, the contact I was talking about earlier. His name is Alessio.
My old contact.
He's your old adventurers buddy. He was your wingman back in the day, and he recognizes you. He takes off his mask. You see that it's the same pimply faced, tall, lanky guy that you knew from before.
Jasper, what are you doing here?
You know his name is. I'm gonna type in the chat. His name is.
Oh, I just gave him Jasper. I call him Jasper.
You can say you call him Jasper because he has one. Let's call it like a robotic cyborg eye that's Jasper in color, like yellowish or whatever.
So Aster goes over there, gives him a big bear hug, kind of greeting old friends, and he starts talking to Rodan and says, "Yeah, me and I call him Jasper. We go way back. This guy catfished me back in the day. That's how we met. After a few back and forths, a few clandestine meetings, though, we decided we actually hit it off as venturing buddies.
I don't need to punch him.
Nah, he's cool. He's cool.
Darn it.
Mindy will walk forward and just gently nudge Aster and say, "Aren't you glad we followed him?"
You know what? Yes, being an asshole randomly does pay off in the end.
So he looks at you, Aster, and he says, "So who are these guys? What are you guys doing?"
This is my current crew. We're just back from killing some cyber zombies. Again, catching wind of this whole Scruffy marriage thing. You know anything about that?
He says, "Oh man, yeah, the big wedding's coming up. You know, he's gonna marry Captain Roseanne, and they're gonna spread their reign all over the sector."
Wait, the Captain Roseanne?
From the TV show Roseanne.
Yeah, from that is actually
Yes.
Roseanne actually isn't the captain's real name. Her real name is Barbara, but she goes by Roseanne because she enjoys that show so much.
Funny fact, she actually looks strikingly like Roseanne from the TV show Roseanne.
Actually, yes.
She had enough credits to pay for the surgery. She can look however damn she wants.
For sure, she definitely does. She definitely had all those surgeries. She was such a diehard fan.
I'm just rolling with the punches, man.
I'm not saying you're not necessarily gonna fight her per se, but anyways. So he says yes, they're gonna get married, and he looks at you. He says you know, things got real hard for me after we parted ways. You know. I couldn't make ends meet, and I had to join this pirate crew just, so I wasn't starving or what have you. I'm not particularly proud of what I'm doing, but it's a living.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're not catfishing vulnerable young men anymore. You've learned your lesson, and I'm proud of you for that.
He looks at you, he says, "Who said I stopped?"
I give him that sly grin and a wink. Kind of like, "Oh, you old bastard."
He does the same thing. He gives you like the wink and the finger gun, like.
I'm uncomfortable with everything going on in that sentence.
But he says, I definitely wouldn't want this union to happen. Like he said, he has a more hushed, like serious tone now, and he says, I don't know what you guys are planning, but. I've heard there's big bucks in breaking up this wedding. Some people will pay to see these people not be wed. I work for the guy, but it's just a job, man. And, he goes to give you like one of those intricate handshakes you guys developed. He's like,
which Aster hits note for note perfectly. And he also glances at Mindy and goes, "Really, big bucks, you say?"
He says, "Yeah." He's like, personally, I know of a couple of people who are willing to pay to see these people, not be wed, broken up anyway.
You got a contract, Andy?
He goes through his he whips out his bag. He actually says to you guys, actually, since we're all getting to be buddy, why don't we step into my spaceship and discuss this, or yours, wherever you feel more comfortable. He looks around. He's like, I don't feel too comfortable talking about this out in the open.
No, I agree. Fellas, what do you think?
I think we should head back to our spaceship. Sometimes you go into other people's spaceships, and then when you go in, you get this whiff of something, and it makes you all dizzy for a minute. I don't want that happening.
Yeah.
All right, so he says,
I don't like that feeling.
He says, "That's fine." He says, "Yeah, I'll go with you guys to your ship. That's no biggie. I trust my man Aster D here. Like, I know he won't steer me no wrong way." And he's ready to follow you guys to your ship. Your ship is parked very nearby. It's consider this like a big parking garage. It takes up the whole block. You're basically parked within the same range. It's like a 2-minute walk to get to your ship. You open the hatch or whatever. Guys, what do you want to do? Lead the way in. You enter your
what's the condiment situation? Would Scruffy maybe need a 1/4 ton of hoarded ketchup packets?
Wait,
I'd be willing to part with them for $57.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Credits.
You just open up and like all the condiments and stuff that were in that bar are just fly out of you, like flow out of you. You empty yourself.
Yeah, I maybe had a little pocket dimension installed. It's no biggie.
Who wanted to ask the question? Was that you, Rodon?
Oh, I was making a joke about him just filling himself with
I know,
condiments.
Steve is the one who has the condiment issues.
Yeah. That's what I
Alright.
mean.
It's
So,
free.
wait.
I'm just being thrifty.
So you guys.
So Mindy,
Oh, go on.
Mindy wants to ask him about the contacts that he has of that want to see this marriage not go ahead, and what is their personal stake in that?
So you guys sit down at. You guys guess you have like a common area table. It's round, so you guys can all look at each other. It's very, I guess, democratic. No one's at the head. You all can see each other, whatever King Arthur style. Anyways, you guys all sit down, and as you ask him that, he whips out a small data tablet, maybe 8 inches, screen wise. He said he taps a couple of beep boop boop boops, and he pulls up a contract. There's a little picture of what looks like an elderly white man with a very big white beard and balding. He has white on the sides. And that's basically a profile of a person who's like giving out the contract, and the name on the contract says Doctor. Let's call him Dr. Davies. I'll write in the chat. Dr. Davies. And as you look at as he whips out the tablet, he tells you, take a look at it. He hands it over to Mindy, and Mindy, when you read it, you read that it's a contract from Dr. Davies, and that he's offering a very large reward. Let's call it 10 million credits for the annulment or the putting a stop to this pirate union. And the reason he wants it stopped is more so that their power doesn't grow. He doesn't care if they are killed or if it's stopped or whatever. It says by any means necessary. He doesn't care if they're killed or just stopped or whatever. But he also says in the contract that the reasoning for it is that his research lab is on a planet that's being terrorized by Captain Scruffy, and he has to pay like tribute to the pirates, and is leaving his like lab starving for funding, and he can't do the research he wants or what have you. And even though he's not being killed or threatened beyond money, that money situation is becoming a very big issue for him. And yeah, he's offering a big reward that he gathered from other various scientists in his community, offer up to end this pirate union. And that's what you discern from the little contract.
What's his research? What's his researching field?
Ethics.
We could say he's his lab researches
Divorce.
Quantum tunnel technology. What did you say?
He researches divorce.
No, we're gonna say quantum tunnel technology.
Quantum tunnel technology sounds impressive.
Yeah, that's his field of research. Not that there's really too much mention of it in the document. It just briefly states that he dabbled. Like that's the purpose of the lab.
Burrito again right now.
And Alesto says to you guys as Mindy's reading this, he says, this is the highest bidder I've seen so far, and he seems like a pretty nice guy from what I've read about him. And he says to you, I don't know what you guys got planned, but I'm willing to help any way you guys need me to. Just give me something to do. Any information you might need that I can provide, I'll try to help.
So 5-way split of 10 millions, 200,000 each. Can you
Polish my gauntlets?
Wow, that's like... I feel kind of silly. That's a lot more than I was going to make on this ketchup grift.
Mindy will say to Asta, maybe your friend can get us into the wedding and get us some invites.
Aster looks to, I keep calling him Jasper. Jasper or Alesto. More accurately. It's like, Alesto, how about it? And when Aster uses his real name, that means he's being super serious.
Got it. He looks at you and he knows the situation is already very serious. Even though you guys crack your jokes about your catfishing or what have you, he knows that when serious stuff is being discussed, you drop that name and he knows it's time to drop all the jokes or what have you. And he says, "Of course I could get you guys in. I have plenty of invites." And he whips out an invite and he has one to each of you. Actually, he has enough for everyone. So he whips out 4 invites for you guys. He distributes them, so you all have one wedding invite now. And yeah, he says, but what else you guys got planned? Like, how else? Like, what are you guys gonna do? Basically, he's trying to collaborate with you on a plan to do something. Again, that's up to you. What you guys want to do? I'll let you guys role play that out, and I'll again go on.
I can think of some options, and one of those would be
Bard, you're cutting out a little bit.
One or more of them, and let me have a look.
Bard, you cut out quite a little bit there. I didn't really catch everything you said.
Sorry, I actually need to get myself a proper headset with a microphone on it. I was saying to the other guys that one of the options that I could see is that we could somehow track down either Roseanne or Scruffy and detain one of them.
Interesting. Though they are powerful captains in their own right, that'd be pretty difficult.
Counter plan. We get one of them to... No wedding can happen if one of them's dead.
Counter plan. We convert one of them into... what's that crazy space religion I'm hearing about these days? Spaghetti monster? The one that doesn't have marriages legally?
No, remember they discovered the spaghetti monster. That one turned out to be legit.
Oh, right, and they all killed themselves in that stupid blood ritual. Never mind, That won't work.
Well, no, remember they also found the Heaven's Gate people. They were, that spaceship was real, too. Yeah, we could definitely try and get one of them to convert to one of those celibate religions.
Counter plan. I kill one of them, I punch him, and then we convert the other one.
Have you run out punching bags again?
Maybe.
I knew that was we gotta make a stop to the space Walmart eventually. Maybe the space Costco, but I think my membership is up.
What? That.
So Alesto says, as you guys are all conversing, like going back and forth about what you guys just said, he says, "I don't know if I want to kill nobody, but I could definitely get you the blueprint."
Don't worry, I'll do the killing.
And he transfers.
It's so simple.
He says he can provide you with a blueprint of the ship and where things are going to be happening, because he says to you the wedding's happening on Scruffy's pirate ship, and he has a blueprint of the ship for you if you guys need it.
Aster sits back in his chair, lights a space cigarette, which is a regular cigarette but in space. He looks over at Mindy and he goes, "Mindy, you're young and single. You have a thing for space pirates?"
Mindy will point out that She thinks that we could maybe just drug one of them so that they're just too drugged to even turn up to the wedding.
I mean, but the thing is that you guys are offering non-permanent solutions to a constant problem. The only solution is if we permanently get rid of one of them, or both.
Or Mindy can marry one, depending on which way she swings. Then we got a friend that's a space pirate heiress.
Actually, that would be pretty good. Also, just throwing it out there, I'm not sure if I could make it work, because so far I've only been able to do like 5 minutes of memories. But if I work at it, I might be able to build a machine that could make one of them forget their love for the other one.
Well, is it love to begin with? It might just be a political marriage.
It's a political thing.
I guess I was just being a little bit overly romantic about it.
As you guys are discussing this, Alesto says to you, those all sound like great ideas, but I can't help you decide which one.
Don't
However,
patronize me. My erase their love idea was terrible.
no, it was awesome, honestly. But anyways, what was
like
I saying? Alesto says to you, they do follow, they will be following a traditional style type wedding where they will be sequestered from one another up until the ceremony. So it would be possible to catch one or the other, quite possibly alone or not together. Them two together. Who knows who they may have with them, but you could definitely catch them separately.
Are they following the traditional space pirate traditions? The bride wears a dress as long as a foot is added for every man she's killed in battle.
Yes, definitely. And Roseanne she's gonna need like
Roseanne
10
with a ton of feet.
Exactly. She has a super long veil, super But anyway, that'll come later.
I assume in standard farce wedding tradition, the bride will have her face covered until the very last moment.
Yes, definitely.
Good.
I look at Alesto. Alesto, you're a young single man. Or are you still seeing that Jenny chick?
He says Jenny. That was years ago. I've been catfishing all over the place these days.
How would you like to use your skills for justice and a payday?
He says, what do you have in mind exactly?
How do you feel like catfishing Scruffy?
Catfishing?
We will give you 1,500 credits.
We'll give you all the ketchup packets in here.
He says to you, he's like, that's not a bad idea, but that wedding's tomorrow. It takes time to finesse a catfish.
What I'm gonna do, Roseanne, and then one of us dresses up like the wedding, like the beloved, and then goes in there with all the stuff on, and then boom, surprise, punch to the gut.
Have they met in person yet? Because maybe we're thinking about this catfish angle in the wrong way.
The two captains, you mean?
Yes.
They definitely know of each other and know what each other looks like.
They've seen each other's Facebooks, right?
Yeah.
They've seen each other's Facebooks.
They've been Facebooking each other.
Have they met in person?
Are
they 100% certain that the other exists?
They definitely know each other exists because they're both well-known pirate captains.
Catfishers.
They may not necessarily have met each other in person yet, per se. You don't know. And unless he shrugs when you mention that, he's like, they're real. They both know each other. They arranged something via Facebook, but I don't know if they've actually met in person. I've never seen her. I haven't seen her around. I just know where she's gonna be on the day of, because he shares his plans with all his crewmates.
I look at the other guys and I said, one of you are gonna have to get surgery to look like Roseanne.
My surgery costs millions of credits. None of us have that kind of money.
Please, no one wants to look like Roseanne, let's be honest.
Unless
we do a few alterations to the robot.
Okay, first of all, the robot, really? I'm a person, I can vote. I don't vote, but I can. All right? I don't deserve to be treated this way. My name is Steve.
I look at Steve the robot. It's like, oh wait, this is Steve. Yeah, Steve the robot. Say,
Steve, we know each other.
Steve, you're a young and single robot.
I am, in fact,
And you also
4 years old.
Able to erase memories, right?
Or downloaded the love update.
I'm
That was
dying.
like after his time.
Oh boy, that was funny stuff. But what was I gonna say? Indiana, can you please gain 1 point of experience for fun and active role playing?
All right.
I like to in one shots, or in any games I play. Really, I like to offer or give experience to people for doing funny role playing or well thought out role playing, making a good plan, staying in character well, like progressing the story in a
I'd
fun
like
or
to point
interesting
out
way.
that punching people is a great plan. I should reward an experience for that.
It's definitely within character. I'll give you that much.
But yeah, I just want to just throw that out there.
Okay, so whatever the case, we need more information. It seems like I don't think we're going to kill one, but if we have to, and Aster looks at Rodan and is like, then you're up, Slugger.
So as you guys are finishing up this little talk, or what? Not finishing up. You guys are still very much actively talking. Alesto looks down at his phone and says, "Ah, shit, the time!" And he gets up, or he's about to get up, and he says, "Is there anything else you guys want to ask me before I get out of here?" Or he gives you he slips you or keys in the contract tablet. He'll leave that with you. It's just literally just that contract. But he has another notepad in there, like a notepad app. It's basically just a notepad app tablet that he keeps notes on. And he opens another page on the tablet, and he writes down a code for you guys. This is a little. I'll make up a little code for you guys. But he says, use your communicators and use this code, and you could talk to me on a private line, even when I'm on Scruffy's ship, if you guys want to coordinate something. But I gotta get going, or otherwise she's gonna get suspicious.
Wait, hold on. Do you have any punching bags on your ship?
He says we have
I'm out.
one of the strongest punching bags in the world. Captain Scruffy loves to get down.
Oh, why don't we
That's a challenge.
organize a
I'll take it.
boxing match?
Whoa. You see, like, the gloves, like, the gauntlets just power up, and as he does some, like, faint punches, you guys all feel, like, just blasts of wind as he's going full things, and you guys just, like, feel visibly the wind hitting as he's just moving these gauntlets.
God
Is this
damn it,
one of those
Rodan.
things where you can challenge the groom to single combat, and if
Oh,
you
we lost Rodan.
Yeah, someone went away.
Me? What?
Someone dropped from roll 20.
Off roll 20.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
you're
back.
back. It
Yeah, I
was
don't know.
it was happening last weekend as well. With one of them.
Yeah, my question is this one of those weddings where you can challenge the groom to single combat, and if you win, you get the bride, or vice versa? I'm offended.
Listen, but I don't want. I'm not.
Rodan, you're a young and single.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but Rodan and Roseanne kind of sounds good together.
I enjoyed the show. I didn't enjoy it that
Sound
much.
really good
Okay.
together.
Alesso says as he's getting up to leave, he says, damn, I forgot what you guys just asked. Yeah, I just lost my super train of thought.
Punching bag.
No, the battle wedding. He says to you, no, there's no. I mean, pirates have a lot of crazy traditions, but they don't follow a battle challenge duel type thing. He says they're actually quite cordial on wedding days as per their customs. They will fight if triggered, but for the most part, the service is going to be quite lovely. He says, quite frankly.
We need to start a pirate war.
Yeah, we have to figure out what one of them has to call off this wedding, or
We have to
for either personal reasons or professional ones.
one of their Twitters.
Alesto says,
one of their Twitters and say some stupid stuff about the other.
Aster, it's been great seeing you, and it's been nice talking to all you guys, and I really hope we can put a stop to this because, well, not only could I use the money, he whispered like grumbles under his breath, but I'm tired of seeing these guys bully everybody. You know, I needed this for a living, but if we could find a way to stop it, that'd be great.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I'll catch you. I'll catch you later. Hopefully, next time we see each other, it'll be payday.
This is payday indeed, and he reaches out and you guys do that handshake again when you know the intricate like
Yep.
whatever. And
Can I use all of the data about marriages that exists over the course of the past few centuries to calculate whether or not this marriage is likely to last?
you definitely know that in the recent centuries that weddings and basically been as like the rates are basically the same as they are in current day, like whatever it is, like there's a high divorce rate. But there are cases where people stay married for a long time, just as there are today. So you don't know. Who knows? They might get divorced. You don't know. You could potentially
and they're
set them
doing
on
this
track
not
to
out
get
of love,
divorced.
keep in mind. They're doing it out of like power play, so I doubt they're gonna really get divorced.
It would have to be a very big slight for her to want to, call it off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Does this dress make me look fat?
And
That's the last straw.
after Alesto says goodnight, he bids you farewell. He leaves the ship and heads over to his own ship. You hear the rumblings of his ship take off. He takes off. And yeah, so you guys know that the wedding is tomorrow evening at some point. Right now it's about near the end of the day. You guys had a long day at the bar, long trip to the bar, whatever. So basically you guys can have a little more discussion, prep some stuff if you'd like, decide how you want to tackle this. But what you guys do know now is where the ship is, what time the wedding is. You guys have invites to the wedding, and you guys have a blueprint of the ship with details about where everything's gonna happen for the wedding, like where Captain Roseanne's gonna be kept, or not kept, but where she's gonna be for while she's separated from Captain Scruffy before the wedding. Where Captain Scruffy will be, where the ceremony hall is, all that good stuff you have. You know all that stuff. And yeah, I'll let you guys discuss it some more if you guys want to.
So the wedding has to be called off either by one of them dying or one of them actually calling it off.
I vote for the former.
Of course you do. Gosh, we're making a stop to Costco, Space Costco, after this.
You know I'm capable. We've done this type of mission tons of times before.
Yeah, but most of those missions don't have two pirate armadas chasing after us.
If we do it right.
Right how? Quietly punching their guts to death?
But yeah, as you guys discuss your plans into the night, you guys are parked in an area where you can stay parked until you're ready to leave, but you guys can also venture out and purchase any supplies you may want. You're basically on a planet that's like a commerce, like busy planet where you could find any sort of thing that you might want to buy. You could even potentially find random assortment of things just venturing off. Like you still have a couple of hours before you guys should hit the hay or what have you. But as you guys decide what you want to do with the rest of your evening, I say we take a quick 5-minute break so I can run to the bathroom, grab water.
Real quick, Aster goes outside for some fresh air and put a quarter in the space parking meter.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, you guys can think about what you want to do. Whoever wants to go away for a break, and we're taking a 5-minute break. But if you guys want to keep discussing potential plans, by all means do it. But I'm gonna be stepping away for a couple minutes to use the bathroom, what have you.
Are we still on stream or?
I'm gonna pause it for now and turn the mic off and all that stuff. And yeah.
Sounds good.
I want to hold on
All
stuff
right.
then.
I'm gonna go make popcorn.
All right, got it. All right, so yeah, I'm actually gonna turn the stream off completely for now, just to be part 2, whatever.